I'm Asrat. This is my lovely wife, Gabby. We've been married since 2021. We have two beautiful daughters, Rena and Hadassah, and we've been coming to Trinity since January 2025.
And we've been through a lot, and we want to share our testimony with you today. I was introduced to homosexuality when I was 15 years old while playing soccer for a women's team in Swaziland. My family moved there as missionaries when I was 14. Up until this time, I didn't particularly care much about boys or girls because my whole life revolved around soccer. And though I was involved with leading youth and Bible study at my high school, I was insecure and rebellious and didn't understand the necessity of obedience. So when God asked me to lay down my idol, which was soccer, I conveniently misheard, refusing to allow him to fill the void that I was trying to fill myself. Before I knew it, I'd become comfortable receiving and reciprocating the attention and feelings, and I couldn't even remember a day when I didn't feel this way. I tried to hide it by dating guys, going to church as usual, but eventually I was forced to admit to my parents that I was living a double life. Eventually, I announced on Facebook that I was gay and stopped hiding the drinking, the smoking, the profanity. I broke my family's hearts, and I denied and rebuked the God that I once adored. I became ill-tempered, impulsive, disrespectful as I lived seeking ways to gratify my own desires, living in absolute rebellion to everything that I once considered precious and holy. When I finished high school, my parents sent me back to the US, a one-way ticket for college, and thankful to finally be free to be me with no one to let down or judge me, I gloried in the new attention I received. I got involved with the school's LGBT group and with activism, and I had plenty of tattoos to prove it. The next few years consisted of countless relationships and flings, where I learned to change everything about my appearance and demeanor to fit the expectations of whoever I was with at the time. With one person, I was more masculine, and with another, more feminine. Always too much of something and not enough of something else, with absolutely no idea of who I really was. Everything had become relative to me. I had biblical studies professors and even a few pastors who told me that I could have both my lesbian lifestyle and a fruitful relationship with Jesus. Sounded nice, but I could never seem to reconcile the two. So I tried to convince myself that he wasn't real, which is quite impossible to do once you've known and experienced him the way that I had. To not have to deal with this dilemma, I held tightly to what I knew would distract me: clubs, alcohol, and women. Throughout the years in my relationships, there were many euphoric or happy moments, as there are with anything new and exciting and when it comes to gratifying your own desires. But this had been fading for quite some time, and at the end of the day, no matter how happy I was feeling, I felt trapped and scared of where my life was headed. And I would often, albeit briefly, wonder if there was a way out. No matter how hard I tried to run, I felt him pursuing me. He surrounded me with people who loved him, even when I intentionally chose to be in places and around people where I knew he wouldn't be. At one point, my sister introduced me to Jackie Hill Perry, who is someone who has also come out of same-sex attraction, homosexuality, and is a minister, sharing her testimony. And I remember being angry, yet also feeling a flicker of hope, because though I wasn't ready to lay it all down, at least I knew it was possible. The last person I dated also grew up in a Christian home, and God was very clearly pursuing her as well. She went to an event at her sister's church and surrendered her life to Christ, came back and told me about it, which left me spinning. I felt this sense of urgency, like he was showing me this opening and asking me to go through it, making it clear that he wouldn't stop pursuing me, but that my heart was becoming so hard and numb, and eventually there would come a point where I wouldn't be able to hear or recognize him. Shortly after, at a campus ministry event, I finally surrendered. Over the next few years, I had to learn and relearn over and over and over again how much he loved me, and that who he says I am is who I am, regardless of how I feel. There were many falls and bumps along the way, but he never let me go, and he never let me walk it alone. He surrounded me with friends and mentors who loved him. He restored my relationship with my family, who never stopped praying and never gave up on me. At one point, after I'd fallen pretty badly, he sent someone I had never met before to minister at my church. She called me out of the crowd and told me that he was restoring my femininity, that to him I'm beautiful, that she knows I don't believe it yet, but that I would be married one day and that I would have children. All things I had convinced myself were not true and would never be. This same person came to sing at our wedding in 2021, and she sang the same song she was singing on that very day when she prophesied over my life.
I grew up in Ethiopia, Christian Orthodox, but I didn't have true understanding of who Jesus was until I was living at the Methodist Boys' Home in Texas. After high school, I moved to Missouri to run cross country in college. I didn't make it through college because I became too distracted with drinking. I met someone and start dating. Soon, she was pregnant with our son, and we got married. To try and provide for my family, I joined the Coast Guard, and my marriage was not doing well. Eventually, she left me and we got divorced. Over the next few years, I would experience being homeless. I moved to Baltimore to try to get my life together and to be close to my son. While in the Veterans Recovery Program, I met Gabby through a running club called Back on My Feet. She introduced me to Jesus, where she invited me to church. And she asked me, if you're here for me, and I said, no, I'm here for me, because that's a time of my life where I needed him the most. We got married in 2021 and now have 2 beautiful little girls. It has not been easy. We both have broken past and a lot he's still working out. Since we've been married, God has been dealing with the roots of addiction in my life. He has brought to light gambling, nicotine addiction, and has surrounded me with mentors who challenge and hold me accountable. And he recently led us to Trinity, where we know he will continue to work on us as we pursue him and find accountability. We serve a God who doesn't leave us how he found us and who does not rush the process of healing and transformation.
Thank you for letting us share our story with you. We know that what he's done in our lives, he can do in yours.